Ribosomes operate with great efficiency, and in 1 second the human body will complete about 500 trillion faultless copies of hemoglobin, a protein containing more than 570 amino acids. I would like to suggest that all of these codes obey the law of their being in a self-denying way. I don't say they think, they function in a self-denying way to obey the law of their being, and I'd like to suggest that all obedience involves a cross of any kind. Every cell in your body has a cell identity. And in the body's immune system, when the bacteria comes invading in like this, the T cells over here go to the rescue. They take all these little guided missiles and they take off back to the microphage. The big white blood cells, they go over here and they attack the incoming bacteria and viruses that may be invading your body. And hear me carefully, in a function of self-denial, those cells die in order to protect the health of your body. The principle of the cross is written on the immune system of your very body, and your health depends on the self-denying function of every part of your immune system as it takes on the viruses or bugs that may invade your body temple. Inanimate nature also demonstrates the same principle. This is a picture of a snowflake crystal. How many sides does it have? We can count them, and we discover there is 6 sides to a snowflake crystal. And even here in New Zealand, when it's raining like it did last night, that rain starts out as a 6-sided snow crystal up in the clouds, but it will melt before it gets to the earth. And all snow crystals obey in a self-denying way. I'm not saying they think, but they function in a self-denying way, and that is the heart of the hydrologic water system that keeps our world green, including New Zealand. It depends on this function. It will be seen that in the glory shining in the face of Jesus is the glory of what kind of love? Self-sacrificing love. And in the light from Calvary, it will be seen that the self-renouncing love is the law of life for earth and heaven, and that the love that seeketh not our own has its source in the heart of God, and in the meek and lowly one is manifested the character of him who dwelleth in the light, which no man can approach unto. Heaven obeys the law of self-denial. And so will everyone who ever walks the streets of gold. That law will be in their heart, it will be in their behavior, it will be in their lifestyle, and it will be clearly visible to the entire universe. God's words teach lessons of obedience and trust from the stars in their trackless course through space, follow down through age to age, their appointed path down to the minutest atom, obeys the Creator's will in a self-denying function. The cross of Christ is found in all of nature. Christ crucified as the atonement for sin is the great central truth of the gospel around which all truths cluster. To this great truth, all others are tributary. All truths, rightly understood, derive their value and importance from their connection with this great truth. The stars obey that same law. There was a Newfoundland dog called Molotov in a French jewelry store. And the jeweler apprentice hated that dog. And so he decided going to kill it, so he and an apprentice took down to the seashore. They tied a rope around the dog and a big rock, and they pushed the dog off the pier. But he forgot that the rope was wrapped around his leg, and it jerked the jeweler off the dock too. The jeweler apprentice couldn't swim, and fortunately for him, the rock wasn't big enough, and this Newfoundland dog immediately struck out for shore, but out of peripheral vision, he saw the drowning jeweler, and he changed and went over and took a hold of the drowning jeweler and dragged him, the rope and the rock, to the shore, and eyewitnesses watched this happen. Needless to say, the jeweler changed his mind about that dog. Greater love hath no man than this, and he laid down his life for his friend. Nature doesn't teach just the cross. You can also see the curse of sin. Good and evil is written on the face of nature today. But I am telling you, clearly written so nobody can misunderstand it, is the principle of the cross. The gospel according to a pink dogwood. There are white dogwoods and there are pink dogwoods, and this is also the principle behind every seedless orange that you will ever eat. It has all been to the cross and been changed. 100 years ago, Thomas Mahan observed one branch going out of one dogwood that was pink. And he saw it was a real trait, and he knew what to do because he wanted to make a total tree with pink blossoms. How would you do that? Well, they take a bud from the branch, and by the way, in Jeremiah it says, out of the rootstock of David will grow a branch, capital B singular, who will be called the Lord our righteousness. Keep that text in mind. These budders are quickly budding this, and they put a slit down near the bottom, and this guy puts the bud from the pink branch, and then they wrap it and bind it, and it grows. They work very fast. Now, when they know that the life of the old white dogwood is now in the pink and it's growing, then they take that white dogwood tree to the cross. And the past growth of that white dogwood is totally cut off. At the foot of the cross, dear people, do you have a past you wish didn't exist? I've got good news for you. At the foot of the cross, it has to die. I don't care if your mother was a harlot and your father was a rapist. At the foot of the cross, your past can die. And I don't care if your mother was Ellen White and your father was a General Conference president. At the foot of the cross, your past has to die. In order that this new life from the branch, capital B, can come into your life, and that life will transform your life from the inside out. It's not a modification or improvement of the old, but a transformation of nature. There is a death of self and sin and a new life altogether. And this change can be brought about only by the effectual working of the Holy Spirit. And there's only one thing that makes the Holy Spirit effective: one surrendered will. Out of the old rootstock will grow suckers. And what do you think the nurserymen do with those suckers? They take it right back to the cross. And that's Romans 7. The good I would, I don't. The bad that I don't want to do, that's what I do. Oh, wretched man that I am, who will deliver me from this body of death? And he says, I thank God through Jesus Christ my Lord. And the entire transformation is made by Jesus Christ as creator, not indebted to any pre-existing material. Is that good news? And when the soul surrenders itself to Christ, a new power takes possession of the new heart, and a change is wrought which man can never accomplish for himself. It's a supernatural work, bringing a supernatural element into human nature. There are white dogwoods, and there are pink dogwoods, and every dogwood tree has been through the cleansing process of the cross. And every seedless orange that you will ever eat has been through the same cleansing process of the cross. And the question is, have we been through the cleansing of the